Hello, I am Raleigh Burbridge, Worldwide Technical Specialist for IBM Software Defined Solutions, and this is the IBM Spectrum Protect Plus video series. This video is focused on Microsoft SQL Server. In this video, I will show you how you can protect and recover Microsoft SQL Server databases using IBM Spectrum Protect Plus. Before showing how easy it is to back up Microsoft SQL servers with Spectrum Protect Plus, I would like to share with you 10 reasons why you would want to consider using Spectrum Protect Plus for backing up your SQL Server environment. IBM Spectrum Protect Plus performs agentless, application-consistent backups and restores. This removes the administrative burden of installing and maintaining backup agents across SQL servers in your environment. Spectrum Protect Plus backs up both virtual and physical SQL servers, and since parallel streams are supported, backup speeds of large databases can be optimized. In addition to the database files, transaction logs can also be backed up, which enables a specific point-in-time restore to be selected. And with Spectrum Protect Plus, pre- and post scripts can be configured as an option for a backup job, enabling custom scripts to be executed in conjunction with the SQL backup. Spectrum Protect Plus supports a variety of combinations of SQL Server and Windows Server versions, and it supports standalone, failover cluster, and always-on SQL configurations. Spectrum Protect Plus is not just for backing up and recovering data. It enables a variety of data reuse scenarios, and these data reuse features can be extended to other users such as developers or database administrators by defining specific access roles in the role-based access controls within Spectrum Protect Plus. Some of the data reuse use cases include scheduled database refreshes and resets and instant restores. Lastly, the features of Spectrum Protect Plus can be extended to those other users through the self-service portal. Now, I will demonstrate how to use Spectrum Protect Plus to back up and recover Microsoft SQL Server. In order to back up data from SQL servers, they must first be registered as an application server in Spectrum Protect Plus. You can do this by navigating the application link and expanding it and selecting the application that you wish to register a server for. In this example, we are using SQL, so I will expand SQL and then click on Backup. The registered SQL servers can be viewed by clicking on this Manage Application Servers link. To register a new SQL server, simply click on the plus and then input the information. Host address would be an IP or fully qualified domain name, along with the user ID that has access to that SQL server. We also can use this checkbox called Use Existing User to select a user that's already been registered with Spectrum Protect Plus. Keep in mind that Spectrum Protect Plus supports standalone, failover cluster, and always-on SQL configurations. You want to make sure and register all of the servers that are involved in that SQL configuration. Click Save, and once the SQL server is successfully registered, it will be displayed right here. After a SQL server is added, Spectrum Protect Plus will run an inventory job to collect the details of the SQL server and store them in the Spectrum Protect Plus catalog. This inventory job will also run by default every morning to update the catalog with any changes that have been made to the SQL server. You can also manually start an inventory job by clicking on the Actions link next to the SQL server and clicking on Inventory. It's also a good idea to run a test against the newly added SQL server. You can do this by clicking on the Actions and clicking on Test. The test will ensure that everything is set up correctly to enable the server to be backed up and restored by IBM Spectrum Protect Plus. After the test completes, a summary screen will be displayed which shows the results. The test will make sure that the proper networking, services, and user permissions are configured to allow Spectrum Protect Plus to back up the SQL server. A backup is configured by adding a SQL instance, individual database, or a combination of the two to an SLA policy. The search menu can be used to narrow down or find a specific SQL server you wish to back up. For example, I could do a search across all databases, or I could change my selection and do a search across databases that aren't in an SLA policy. I can even see the databases that have already been added to specific SLA policies. Another option is to use the Instances browser window to actually click on instances and see the databases that are available. For my SQL VM1 instance, I can click on that and see the databases. As you can see, SQL DB database has already been associated with an SLA policy called SQL_SLA. The backup of this SQL Server database is configured by the SLA policy schedule. I can also click a manual backup off by going down to the SLA policy, clicking on Actions and clicking on Start. Once the database backup is complete, we are now ready to perform a restore. To perform a restore, I will navigate to the Restore link under the SQL application. Once on the Restore page, I can either search from the search menu to find a specific SQL database I wish to restore, or I can use the Instances browser to click on the SQL VM1 instance and see the databases with available restore points. I can either click on the blue box to select the most recent restore point, or I can click on this arrow to see all available restore points for that database. Once I have a restore point that I want to select and restore from, again, I click on the blue box, and the restore is added to the restore list. Keep in mind that a restore job can contain multiple restore points as well as restore points from multiple databases. This gives us the flexibility to build out advanced restore orchestration tasks that we can extend to our other users through that self-service portal we talked about earlier. The next task will usually be to set the options for the restore job by clicking on Options and then seeing the options that are displayed on the screen. Spectrum Protect Plus enables a variety of restore options, including restoring the database to an alternative location, changing the name and the file path, among others. And another important decision to make is the type of restore to perform. A production restore will copy the database files back to the SQL Server and mount the database. A test restore allows the SQL Server to access the restored database directly from a snapshot that resides on the Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap repository. This is a very efficient way to provision test or database clones since no data is moved or duplicated. A test restore also creates an active resource that can be managed on the Spectrum Protect Plus server. We will look at this in a minute. For this demo, I'm going to restore my database back to the original SQL Server instance, and I'm going to provide a new database name. So under Destination, I want to make sure that Restore to Original Instance is checked. And under New Database Name, I'm going to type RLB SQLDB, which is going to be the new name of the database that I restored. Under Restore Type, I'm going to use Type of Test, and I'm going to leave the advanced options and the script settings set as default. After everything's set up as desired, we click Save to save the options for this restore job. In addition to setting the options for this restore job, we can also choose to make it a scheduled job that runs on a set frequency. We do this by clicking the Manage Jobs button. Then under the Manage Restore Jobs section, we click the plus, and we create our restore job by adding a name and a set frequency. For this demo, we're going to run an on-demand restore job. Now that everything's set, we run the restore job by clicking Restore. After the on-demand restore task completes, the job status will change from running to resource active. Within the Jobs Session section, we can see this on-demand restore job now has a status of resource active. We can also see active resources by scrolling down and looking in the Active Clones section. We can see here that our database that was restored, RLB SQLDB, is now listed as an active resource. Once database testing is completed, the test database can be removed by clicking on the Actions button and then clicking Cancel Restore. This will unmount the database, remove the snapshot LUN from the SQL Server, and remove the snapshot from the vSnap repository. We can see that our on-demand restore job has now changed from a status of resource active to running. Once the process of cleaning up the database is completed, this status will change to completed, and our test database will have been removed from the SQL Server database server as well as from our vSnap repository. This concludes our walkthrough of how to back up and restore a SQL Server database using Spectrum Protect Plus.